All right, we're going to do another example here. So it says, imagine rolling 2 standard 6-sided die. Use an area model to represent all possible combinations of numbers. All right, first thing, it says, what is the probability of rolling sum of 8? So we are first going to make an area model for this situation. So we're rolling 2 dice. So roll 1 and roll 2. And when you roll a die, you have 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All have an equally likely outcome of 1/6. So we can write 1/6 for all of these above here. And then the same with roll 2. We have a 1, which is 1/6. 2, 1/6, 3, 1/6, 4, 1/6, 5, 1/6, and 6, 1/6. So, again, first thing says, what's the probability of rolling a sum of 8? So the way we can get an 8 is a 2 on the, there's no way we can get an 8 with a 1 on the first one. Okay, we can get, if we get a 2 on the first one, we can get a 6 on the second, get 8. So I'd be multiplying 1/6 times 1/6, which is 1 out of 36. And then I have a 3 and a 5 would be 1/6 again. I could get a 4 and a 4 is 8, 1/6, 1/36. A 5 and a 3 is 1 out of 36. And then a 6 and a 2 is 1 out of 36. And so again, I would be adding all those areas. 136, 136, 136 plus 136 plus 136. So probability of sum of 8 will be 136 plus 136 plus 136 plus 136 plus 136. So 5 out of 36 would be our probability of a sum of 8. Now this part B, we're getting into a conditional probability. So it says Maribel has a sum of 8. So we know she has 8. That is known. What is the probability that she'll roll a 3-5 combination? So we'd write this as probability of 3 and 5 given sum of 8. So again, that means all these out here did not happen. So when we're looking at our total area for our denominator, remember, probabilities over always favorable outcomes over total. Our total area is just this now, which is 5 out of 36 is what we found, the sum of 8. So that's on the bottom. That's what we just found. Our numerator is the 3 and 5 combo. So I could get a 3-5, which is 1 out of 36, or a 5-3, which is 1 out of 36. So our favorable outcomes is 2 out of 36. All right, as I simplify this, multiply by the reciprocal. My 36s would cancel, and I'd be left with 2/5 as my final answer. So the probability of 3 and 5 given sum of 8 is 2/5. Do one more example together, and this is called the build a farm. So it says, in the children's game Build a Farm, each first spins a spinner. Half the time the spinner comes up red. So red half. Half the time the spinner comes up blue. If the spinner is red, you reach into a red box. If the spinner is blue, you reach into a blue box. The red box has 10 chicken, 10 pig, and 10 cow counters, while the blue box has 5 chicken, 4 pig, and 1 cow counter. So it says sketch an area diagram For the situation where a child spins, then draws, note that the parts corresponding to the two boxes of the animal markers will be quite different. All right, so first thing we're going to be doing is making our box here. All right, so we are going to, first thing we're doing is spinning the spinner. So spinner is along the top, and we have red for 1/2 and blue for 1/2. If we get a red, we go into the red box. So I'm going to put red box on this side. And if we have blue, we go in the blue box over here. All right, and we said the red box has 3 different colors. Sorry, chicken, pig, and cow, and they're all 10 out of 30, or 1/3. Okay, 10 out of 30 is 1/3. So I'm going to write chicken is 1/3, pig 1/3, cow 1/3. And I'm going to break these, try and break this into thirds equally. And again, I'm gotta stop. I made a mistake here. I should not go all the way across. I need to stop here because that only accounts for the red. When I go to the blue, now I have 5 out of 10 that are blue, which is going to be 5 out of 10 is 1/2, or the chicken. So chicken is 1/2. So I'm going to try and go half of here, go straight across. I have pig, then of 4/10. 4/10 is 2/5. So that's going to be the majority of the space. And then finally, cow is 1/10. So that's what our area model should look like. All right, so then it says, shade the parts of the diagram corresponding to getting a pig counter. So the probability of pig. So here is the probability of pig in here, so you just lightly shade in here, and there's a pig in here. And it says, what is the probability of pig? Well, I would need to find this area, so I'd be doing 1/2 times 1/3, which is 1/6. And then I'd be doing 1/2 times 2/5, which is 2/10, or 1/5. So I'm going to have to add those two areas together. So the probability of a pig is 1/6 plus 1/5, which would have to be, finding the common denominator would be 30. 5/30 plus 6/30. So the probability of a pig is 11/30. The last part says find the probability of a cow counter, which is the probability of getting a cow. So the cows are right here, 1/2 times 1/3, which is 1/6. And the cow here would be 1/2 times 1/10, which is 1/20. So again, I'd have to add probability cow would be 1/6 plus 1/20. Finding the common denominator here would be 30. No, 60, I guess. Yeah, 60. So 10/60 plus 3/60 So 13/60ths is the probability of a cow. Cow is 13/60ths. 10 plus 3 is 13. Now for the bottom here, it says, now suppose you got a cow counter. What's the probability that your spin was red? So we're finding the probability of red given cow. And again, if we go back to our formula on the other side, it says any area on the right side is going to be our denominator. So anyone with any area that has a cow in it is going to be our denominator, and then we want both red and cow in our numerator. So that area only. So probability of cow, any area that has a cow is on our denominator, which is these two added together, which is 13/60ths. So 13/60ths is in our denominator. In our numerator, it's red and cow together, which is right here, which is 1/6. So we're doing 1/6 divided by 13/60ths. If I multiply by the reciprocal, I can reduce that to 10/1, and so I get 10/13ths. So the probability of red given cow is 10/13ths. Probability of red is 1/2. 10/13ths is way more than 1/2 or 50%. 10/13ths is 77%. So you know if you won, if you got a cow, chances are you got a red. There's a small chance, 3/13ths chance, but probability, part E says find the conditional probability that given you got a cow counter, the spin was blue. So now we're doing blue given cow. So again, the area, the denominator is the total area that anything that has a cow in it, which is right here and here, which again is that 13/60ths. Then our numerator is blue and cow together. Blue and cow is 1/20th. So if I do 1/20th times 60/13, that would reduce to 1 on the bottom and 3 on the top. So I get 3/13ths, which makes sense because these are the two possibilities of getting blue. 10/13ths plus 3/13ths adds to 1 whole, which is what should happen. So that is our conditional probability examples.